so excited to be here to celebrate Dolores, who just took a few minutes to tell me a little bit about her Eagle Scout project. And can you tell everyone a little bit about, or do you want me to share that?
Up to you.
Why don't you practice your public speaking, because that's important.
So my Eagle Scout project was, I built 15 benches for white spogs. If you go there, you'll see around the campfire, there's 10 of them there, I believe. Give or take. Those were the logs that were there at White Spogs. They're milled from White Spogs. They're helped from the community. Beautiful benches. Didn't realize how expensive they were when we were milling this white oak. I'm like, oh my goodness. And then I built 5 more, more proper park benches, 8 feet long, with the backs. I think they're pretty nice.
And Dolores shared she also milled the wood herself. So I'm not even sure how to mill wood, and she milled 10 benches, give or take, and some others in the rest of the park. And as I was talking with Dolores, the place around the campfire, that's where the community comes together. It's the lessons where the kids learn how to do whatever they're learning to do. You have a bonfire at night, you're roasting the marshmallows, so your benches are bringing camaraderie and people to come together, and that's a really, really great spirit. And I want to thank you for taking the time, for earning all of those badges and all of the community service, because I believe I know when I was on township committee, and I'm sure it's the same here, there's only so much bandwidth and money and stuff that the council can do. And so when you take those leadership roles, you really help your community. And I'm very grateful for what you're doing. So thank you so much. And there's a lot of words in there, but thank you for all the work that you do. And she's going on to Ryder to study
Biochemistry.
and then going into the military, which is absolutely amazing. We need more of that. So thank you so much, Dolores.
And on behalf of the mayor, the administration here at Pemberton Township, and the town council, we'd also like to recognize you for all your accomplishments. It took a long sheet of paper to do it all. couldn't fit it all in on a small one, but thank you very much for everything you've done for the community.
Let everybody
Take
get a
all the
picture.
shots you need.
With the speaker. However, council members should feel free to ask the speaker a question or questions once recognized by the council president for the purpose of clarification. Council members can offer comments on the speaker's remarks once the speaker has concluded his or her comments in their allotted 5-minute time frame. All right, who would be the first speaker?
Hi, my name is Marty Grafminder. I'm the proud president of the BMIA. I just want to say congratulations to Dolores. And we are the oldest civic organization, you're welcome, in our town. I'm sure you all know by now, but we just celebrated 106 fabulous years here. In the early days, we met at the Canoe Club, but thanks to the dedication of our members, we built a beautiful hull on Arbuda Street, right next to the main beach at Mirror Lake back in 1953. At the BMIA, we take great pride in being active members within our community. By active, I mean that we advocate for our BMI members at town council meetings. We also host civic nonpartisan gatherings like our upcoming Coffee with a Cop event on March 22nd at 2 p.m., which will feature Chief of Police Guests, some fabulous baked goods, and of course, wonderful coffee. One of the standout features of our organization is the town forums we host. We pride ourselves on being nonpartisan and non-political, creating a neutral ground for political candidates. These forums are their chance to explain what kind of town they envision for all of us. It is crucial for everyone to attend these town forums to become informed voters. I know it seems like a long way from here. We still have to make it through this winter, which seems like it's lasting 86 years. But we will be hosting 2 town forums, one in September and one in October, in preparation for the November election, where we will elect a mayor and several town council members. Now let's discuss some exciting events coming up. This Friday night is Valentine's Day karaoke. Did you know that our Fun Friday nights members not only eat for free, but also enjoy fabulous Costco hot dogs and delicious baked goods made by the incredible Monica Phillips, the champion of our 2026 Berry Bake Off. And don't miss our BMIA Local History Expo on February 22nd at 2 p.m. That's 2/22 at 2, an easy way to remember it. I'm thrilled to announce that we will have a special secret guest that day who has a wealth of information about Dunsey Beach Club, which was located near Bayberry Park on Little Pine Lake. My family and his family crossed paths back then, along with some other folks who are very famous in our town. Additionally, Joe Anderson is bringing a fantastic artifact, and I'll give you a hint about that. We're going to need a truck to get it there. I can't wait to see it in person. This is an event you don't want to miss. There will be snacks for everyone because, as you know, we like to feed the whole world. And don't forget about Mardi Gras karaoke on March 6th and the upcoming brunch with the Easter Bunny on March 28th from 10 to 12. Tickets for the Easter Bunny are only $10 per person, and kids under the age of 10 are free. I have tickets with me tonight if anybody would like to buy one. We are also reaching out to local businesses for donations to prepare baskets for the children and attending the Easter Bunny brunch. Additionally, we are forming a welcome wagon committee that will create baskets for newcomers moving into the town. We invite local businesses to contribute by providing menus, coupons, gift cards, or any items that will help us welcome new residents. Our message is very clear. It's shop, buy, and eat local. We love our local businesses and we encourage everyone to help us welcome new people into the town so we can share this initiative with them. If you can help with this or know anybody who is new in town who would like a basket, please contact me at 609-388-1305. You can text or call, or you can email me at bmiaorg@gmail.com. Remember, all contributions from businesses are tax deductible as we are a 501c3 organization, and I will even provide receipts for your generosity. Please consider supporting us through ticket purchases or donations. It truly makes a difference. Thank you all for being here tonight. I'm proud to serve this community, and I hope to see you at our events and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Marty.
Good evening, everyone. I see you guys amended the agenda. You only added one thing. All right. The gentleman here in the white.
Yes, sir.
What's your name?
My name is Greg McGuckin.
Is this the 2-for-1 special?
This is the 2-for-1 special.
Oh, sweet. First and foremost, my name is Alexander Costa. I live at 2950 Route 70. Congratulations on becoming the newest council member.
Thank you.
Thank you all for coming. It's not every day we get to see department heads show up to our meetings. It's very nice for a change to see them all. First and foremost, you know how we like to roll. The resolutions. For resolution 60, my question is, how are you looking to extend this project, and will there be any extra costs associated with this extension? For 60 and 61, absolutely. What these women went through was absolutely unacceptable, and nobody should be treated the way they were. If you have not had a chance to read the lawsuits, I do implore you to read them, because the way these women were treated was absolutely inappropriate, and whatever they get, they 100% earned it. They deserve it. Nobody should be treated that way. Secondly, what? I heard something.
It might have been, we have 2 people on audio, so it might have been a noise in their background.
Mr. Bianchini and Dan are on Zoom. Okay. For 63, 2026, my question is, how much will the temporary capital budget be? For 64, 2026, how much will the contract be? And approximately how many feet of pipe will be laid? For 65, 2026, my question is, how many rain gardens are we gonna be getting for the price of $79,500? For the amended resolution list, which I did not have a chance to print out because you sent me a text message too late, Harry. Time is money, Harry. How much is the contract gonna be with environmental resolutions for the, environmental study of the Brownsville Shopping Center? For ordinance 10, I do wanna say that this is a step in the right direction. It's always better to get ahead of the curve before we get there and put down rules and regulations that stop data centers from being built in our community. They use too much electricity, they use way too much water. I have personally seen videos of what the wastewater from these data centers look like. It's not clear and clean, I can tell you that. How much is the bill list? Backed by popular demand, Alex's comments and wish list. Can we please have the township purchase 2 leaf machines for the upcoming fall year, so that we don't have to keep bagging our leaves, and all we have to do is just put them out to the curb and the township can come by and suck them up. Do we know when New Horizons will begin the demolition and construction for the old Acme Plaza? When will we get to see a resolution to begin the changing of the form of government? And do we have a tentative date for the water carnival, and can we do something about cutting the grass along North Lake Shore and South Lake Shore Road, and cut the brush back off of the road so that way it looks clean and presentable when the town and the townsfolk do ride back there to Mirror Lake Beach, so that way, you know, it looks nice. Oh, and a friend did ask me to ask you guys a question. Do we have a operator for the grader that the Township Public Works has? And yeah, he wanted me to ask that question again. And at our last meeting, I remember we only had 3 people. There was 1 person on Zoom and 2 people here. Did the vote count lower in terms of being able to pass stuff? Because I always remember you needed 3 votes to pass things. Or is it because we had a minimum majority? There was a 2-1 on most of the things. Now, if we had to pass an ordinance, we would need 4 votes, right? That number would still have to be 4?
4 votes for a bond ordinance, that's correct. Not every.
Not all ordinance, only a bond ordinance?
That's correct. A regular ordinance passes with a majority of the bond.
Okay.
If there's 3 members, an ordinance can pass with 2.
Oh, okay. And that's it. Thank you.
Thanks, Alex.
Can I answer any questions?
Well, let's see,
I'm starting with the bill list for you. It's $937,725 of that is from JIF for our first payment for insurance.
Okay. Do we know how much our JIF went up for the year?
I don't have that answer. That would come from over there.
hey, Candace.
It went up about 300,000 this year.
Okay, and that's full 4%? I know they can only raise it like 4%, right?
I'm not sure what the rules are with the JIT. However, that's split across the board, all throughout Burlington County JIT, so it's not specific just to our town.
Okay, thank you.
60-2026, Alex, that's just the approval to extend the contract. They need more time to work on that contract, and that's, Jen, sure, you can jump in.
So basically, I got this one. So basically what that is that'll allow my office to go back to the state to extend the amount of time that we have on that grant before we have to put, it out to bid with a contractor. So that just allows us more time to prepare the plans and specifications before it has to go out to bid.
All right, thank you. What about 63, the capital budget?
Without looking at the paperwork, I think it's
for introducing a bond ordinance today. And we don't have an adopted budget at this point, we need to do a temporary capital budget. So you'll see ordinance 8, 2026 on there, appropriating a little over 2 million. The issuance of debt, that would be 1.9, so that's what the authorization's for the water capital.
64, the contract for the construction for the water main section.
As number is 79.5,
79.5.
yes, but we're probably gonna table that tonight because of, we have
Sure.
to do other things in proper order first, so.
So it's the same as the 65?
Now, 65
On
is
$44,000.
$44,250. And I believe that's 2 rain gardens, correct, Jen, that we're putting over in at this time?
Correct, it is 2, definitely with the potential for 2 additional ones, so there is a potential for 4 in total.
Okay, so my agenda must be backwards.
Okay.
And,
I told you to get the corrected one when you got it.
yeah, too late, my friend, too late.
Try to get the heads up.
All right, thank you guys.
And to answer your question about North and South Lake Shore, I don't think you're gonna see the brush cutter out there anytime soon.
Never hurts to get it on the list.
And we do have a grader operator too.
Oh, good.
I think we have 2 of them.
Thank you.
Hi, good evening. My name is Justine Miller. I live at 311 Shoshone Trail, and this is Michaela Freeman. She is a 13-year Girl Scout. She kind of lost her voice, so I'm gonna say a couple of things. She's selling cookies outside, by the way. When you buy a box of Girl Scout cookies, you're not just buying a box of cookies. You're investing in 13 years of growth. Some of these girls started selling cookies when they were 5 years old, barely tall enough to see over the table. Year after year, they showed up. They learned how to say hello to strangers, how to look someone in the eye, how to smile even when they were nervous. They learned social skills, they learned money management, how to count change, set goals, and understand that effort leads to results. They learned sales tactics, how to explain a product, read a customer, and adapt when the answer is no. They also learn supply and demand. Sometimes you sell out and sometimes you don't, and planning matters. And they learn something many adults still struggle with, how to hear the word no. Not just polite no, but rushed no's, distracted no's, and even angry no's. And they learned not to quit because of it. They learned resilience, confidence, and how to keep going. Fast forward to real life. When these girls went to apply for their first jobs, they realized something powerful. One of them said, and this is a direct quote, "That was so much easier than I thought because I had practice over the years." Interviews didn't feel scary because they'd been talking to customers since kindergarten. Another girl said, "Learning a cash register was a piece of cake because I learned to make change without a calculator." And maybe the most telling quote of all, "Talking to customers felt easy because I had been doing it for years." That confidence didn't appear overnight. It was built standing behind cookie booths, greeting strangers, answering questions, handling rejection, and showing up again the next weekend anyway. And here's the bigger picture. The youth and young adults in our community are doing amazing things. They are stepping up, they are working hard, and proving every day that the future is in good hands. Programs like Girl Scouts matter because they don't just talk about leadership, they build it. The Girl Scout program builds girls of courage, confidence, and character who go on to make the world a better place. One conversation, one skill, and yes, one box of cookies at a time. So when you buy a box, you're not just supporting a fundraiser, you're supporting our community, you're supporting our future, and you're supporting a girl who has been learning to stand tall for 13 years. Michaela's one of those girls.
Councilmember Skipper. I'm just gonna put behind you. I'm owner of Pine View Terrace. Hi. It's really nice to see the department heads here too. I mean, it's nice to see people over there finally, and congratulations to Miss King and Justine, you do a wonderful job with your girls. I've had the pleasure of working with them over the last couple of years. I am here tonight to plead with the council and the professionals to make sure that the architectural design on the Pemberton Commons, including the well and the Taco Bell, etc., are done in a craftsman style, architectural design that's befitting a lake community like Pemberton Township. The plans that have been submitted look like something that the Jetsons would live in, or shop in, or something you see, as one of the planning board members stated, that it belongs in Ormond Beach. It is extremely modern. Would Medford have allowed that? No. And their response is, well, that's what we're building nowadays. Not true. Look at the one that just opened on Jackson, on 537, or the one in Freehold. They're metal roof with gables, with crickets on them. They just fit in to a lake community. This is going to be the benchmark of us going forward. It's the first thing that's going to be built in this town. We let it be built looking like the Jetsons, we're going to have a horrendous looking building like we have across from CVS. Whoever let that monstrosity be built, the architectural design on that, that's not what this township needs. As I said, you're not going to find other towns that will allow it. Tuckerton's Wawa, Plumstead Townships, they all have that metal roof gable look to it. And again, Medford would never allow it, but we're going to allow it here. Here, I understand Mr. Willett did this beautiful new, I don't want to call it a logo, is it going to be our emblem or design for the township? It's amazing. It depicts a warm, cozy, woodsy feel, which is what Pemberton Township wants to have and should have. Let's stick with that. Uniformity in a community is what gives a cleanliness and a neatness to a community. For us to allow something to be so modern to be built, and the answer is, well, he'll pull out. He has so much invested already with engineers, architects, and believe me, as a business owner, if I had a contract with Wawa where I knew that they were gonna lease my building with property from me, I'm not letting that go, and I'm not gonna let Taco Bell's go either. Marie and I had spoke to both Jeff from Horizons and the gentleman from Wawa. At that time it was Michael, out in the hallway after the planning board meeting. And we explained to them our desire and want that the architectural design should be to fit our lake community in a craftsman style, like the library. And they said, no problem, we'll work with you, we'll work with the town. Now all of a sudden, we're hearing that they're not going to. Well, the problem is that now we're going right back to I hate to mention his name, but the old mayor, where he quoted, and I quote, "I don't care if they put the gas pumps on the roof. I want the place built." Everybody wants the place built. The whole town does. But again, this is going to be the benchmark of us going forward of other things being built. We let that look like the Jetsons Space Lab. We're going to have everything else in this town looking like that. It's so important that that stays with a craftsman style and a lake community feel. They're saying that they don't have any other designs. When you look it up, Wawa has over 30 designs that they build. So it won't be hard for them to build exactly like the one they did on 537. I sure hope that you reconsider as a collective group what is best for the township. We're really getting tired. We should expect more. It seems we're always the stepchild, Pemberton Township, where the county's concerned, where any businesses are concerned. We need to start saying we expect more, we should demand more. Thank you. Oh, I was gonna take your sign-in sheet.
Eric Howard, 162 North Pemberton Road. I'm looking at ordinance 8/2026, and I think last time when we looked at it, the number was a lot lower. And I'm just wondering if we can get a little bit more clarity on the breakdown of what is exactly being done with this. It's saying that it's for there's capital improvements. Now, improvement would denote, would give inference to something which already exists, something which is failing and needs an improvement, needs to be made up to date. I think because how vague it is, and from the last time I was up here, it was hard to get some other answers. Everybody was like, can I say this? Am I allowed to say this? It seems like it's an improvement. It's actually just an extension for one particular developer. And I'd really like to get some clarity on what exactly it is that we're voting on. Because, like Debbie just said, if you have an investment to come in, you're going to make the investment. If you want to make money off the town, you should be making the investment. The developer should be paying the whole lot. If they want to make a lot of money, they can make the investment. We're not putting streetlights in the development. We're not putting the pickle courts in there. They're paying for that. They should pay for the water to come in too. We shouldn't have to pay for this. Yeah, it's being bonded. I think Perry said before last week. Bond is a tax on everybody. No, somebody else. It might not be coming out of our pockets directly, a lot of taxpayers, and that happens all over the country. It's coming out of our taxpayers' pockets, so it's not free money. If the developer wants it, they should pay for it. And I'm just supposing that's what's in here. So I'd like to get some more clarity about what exactly is in there. Then just moving on, ordinance 10/2026. I am so happy to see that. To zone out data centers. You know, I brought that up a couple times, and it's good to see it in there. Just make sure that it's written correctly, because you know they have a lot of powerful lawyers, and they're gonna try to pick apart any comma or semicolon out of place, right? So we have to make sure that it's written properly, so they can't pick it apart and destroy the ordinance. But I think that's a really good foundation, and I really appreciate that. Now, we're a little show and tell here too. So, does anybody know what this is? It's a hatchet head. Kind of head. We found that on our property on North Pemberton Road when we were putting our house together. And my wife was just doing a little raking. My wife is not into a lot of labor, so she only did a light raking to rake that up. So that hatchet head was dated to be around 7,000 BC. It's the Stone Age Indians. So it's a little bit more advanced because it has that little harrow out for the stick. Now I grabbed that out of our cabinet, and my wife said, "Nobody's taking that. Don't let them take it." She's afraid that somebody's going to take it from us. So my point. Put it on your pillow. So I found this. We also found a mortar and pestle. We've also found thousands of arrowheads out on our farm field. Gene Engelbrecht walked back on our property. You guys all know Gene Engelbrecht. He's found so many things back there. There's so much archaeological history in that area because where we are on the creek. Now our land is up high, the creek is way down low. We know there's lots more down there because the water, you could have your water source for cooking, for cleaning. You're lit down low to stay away from the elements. You can have your fire and nobody sees the fire. So for the Indians, that area was a perfect area to live, not just pass through. There's a lot of artifacts out there. It's not Greenberg now, it's Hovnanian. They need to do a comprehensive archaeological evaluation of that land. They came out and did a cursory thing and said they didn't find anything. Well, if they couldn't find anything, they suck at their job. Cause we find it every spring, when the fields get turned over, comes up. My wife's uncle used to come out for Easter dinner, and he'd bring his stick, and he'd go around in the field, just pick up the arrowheads. So, we can't just let the developer come in, throw away history, take the water that they want, and then take our money.
Thank you, Eric.
Thanks.
Eric, I don't know if you saw it or not, but the one portion you were talking about with the data centers, what we're doing for them.
Yeah.
Just so you know, the 4 different sections where something like that may be allowed with this ordinance, the wording goes, and I quote, the last sentence is being added to all 4 sections is, not including data centers, which shall be expressly prohibited. That's the wording for all 4 sections where it's being added.
Yeah, as long as that works, I just wanna make sure that, it doesn't get thrown out, like, is it a comma or a semicolon? We fight over. But I like it.
Good evening, everybody. Back to Mr. Howland's suggestions here. We did see the so-called archaeological survey that they did over there, which was a joke. Once again, back to what we were discussing, Debbie had brought up about the people coming in here and doing what they want to do. And that's basically what we have with Hovnanian. And I think everybody knows that. Looking through this, once again, the mess that's over there, I remember this was a blight on the community. It sure as hell looks like a bigger blight over there now than what it did. If we issued any fines through code enforcement for them over there, if we can go after people's lawns being 2 inches too high, but we can't take 150 acres of weeds growing up. And the barns that were the whole problem to start with, through the UEZ, they're still standing. This is a joke. I don't know whose college fund got paid for, through the DEP, through the township, through the mayor, the ex-mayor, I don't know, but this is ridiculous. Going back on the issues that we have with the water. Now, last week, I believe that was number 4, 2026, that it was at 1.6 million. Now we have one down here for a little over 2 million. Same monies, same, did we up it? Different ordinance, did we add 500,000 to it? What is the deal going on there? Same thing. We have one on here, and I didn't hear Mr. Costas, what he was talking about, but we have another 79,000 on top of the 200,000, or this is coming out of the 200,000 for Hovnanian, who's putting in the water main over there. Once again, this is one that, when we're out of this, Pemberton Borough's taking care of this. We're back into the water again. The water's the one that burns my ass the most on this. I mean, we keep going round and round with this. We're back here on grants again with, what is it now, environmental, whoever the heck it is. Let's see, awards, environmental resolutions for 79,000. It's water main. It's not that hard to figure out. You put it in level and go. As long as it's below the frost line and wherever you cut off of it. I put enough of it in. I put miles of it in. It ain't that hard to do. $79,000 for that. Okay. If that's coming out of the 200,000 that Hovnanian put in there, yeah, so be it. 44,000 for the rain garden. All these grant fundings again. Once again, and going back to what Eric had brought up, whoever brought it up before, that was me. Grants are not free. They're coming out of somebody's taxes. Somebody paid for it. I never see a cut in funding here. Not once. I always see more and more and more. And I don't know where we're coming up with this. If it's coming out of rural development again with USDA, and we're gonna have a problem there. But I would like to have some answers on basically the one ordinance, because, once again, where do we go from 1.6 to 2 million now? And the 79,000, is that coming out of the 200,000, or are we once again on the hook? Because all of them are therefore or thereof partial. There's never the whole thing, so are we bonding $2 million and then we're therefore part of that? And the other part of that is too, that, you know, once again, where are we switching bonds and trying to pay bonds down? Is this another Hornicle municipal math deal that, you know, nobody understands municipal math? I sure as heck don't. I understand math, but I don't understand municipal math, because it seems like a Ponzi scheme and a shell game.
Okay, ordinance 8-2026 is a whole separate bond ordinance. You know, the other one was for New Lisbon, this one's for over at the far end of town, yeah.
Oh.
But we have to have the bond ordinance, even though KHOV is paying us in payments, we have to show that we're ready to, you know, go out to bond if we have to. And we don't have to, but we have to show that there's funds available to start this project. And this was all agreed to, the $79,000 for the engineering and stuff, you know yourself. Anything that has to do with the county, the state, you gotta have engineers do the design of it. You can't just put pipe in the ground, run it level. Yeah.
ARH already done all that over there.
Yeah. This is to continue from where ARH is leaving off, or Jen can explain it better than me.
So ARH was responsible for designing the plans.
Yes, we understood that when we had Mr. Frank up here with them on his side that night, yes.
So once the plans are complete, it goes out to bid with a contractor. From that point, that's where my office will take over. We will be the ones inspecting the work based on the plans and specifications that ARH prepared. So that proposal that we submitted is for the phase, what we're determining phase 1A and phase 1B of the work, which is the portion that the contractor is gonna do and the portion that the township's going to install. That is what that $79,500 is for.
So basically, what we come down to is the taxpayers and the citizens who, everybody on the west side of town, where this is all going on at, doesn't have anything to do with water or sewer over there. We have septic and water. But these bonds are gonna increase our taxes that we're going to be paying for. So basically tell the residents, and I want this on the record, bend over, grab your ankles, because this is what's coming.
I can have our CFO explain better about bonds than I can, but, you know, we're not borrowing any money until the time comes.
When a bond ordinance is passed, we're really just authorizing debt. That allows me to put a budget line in there and we can start spending out of it. When we get to the point where the township is on the hook for any monies and we need the money, then we go out to actually receive a note or a bond that would, yes, then accrue interest and payments on, in this scenario, anybody that would be paying water rents, not necessarily the taxpayers.
Well, I have a suggestion. That let's go back past 2019. Put water back to where it was, put sewer back to where it was, and get out of the hands of DPW and out of general funds where they actually had money at one time, because this is the other issue. I've watched how many different bonds go through here. Hornicle had God knows how many that we tried to put through. Once again, this is getting ludicrous for the taxpayers of this township, and we're the ones on the hook for it every single time. Now, we got you guys in here, and I'm not saying that all this is your fault. I know this was way before you all. But we've had plenty of opportunities to tell KHOV to go take a hike. The well over there that we agreed to give them, that taxpayers once again paid for with our old administration with Patriarchate. This needs to come to an end, because the taxpayers in this town are tired of what's going on here.
Again, you know, this is the way you have to do this with municipal government. Doesn't mean that if we're bonding it, doesn't mean the taxpayers are on the hook for it. I mean, a lot of this comes back to grant money. In this case, KHOV is contributing money to us as each phase happens, right? If anybody wants to rewind the clock, which I hate doing, you know, initially, we were on the hook for somewhere around $10 million for this project. You know, the KHOV people came in, renegotiated with us, and we came to I guess the fairest agreement that we could come to so that we're not on the hook for that $10 million. And, you know, at this point, again, it's history. We cannot go backwards, unfortunately.
Well, there could have been a lot of things done.
Could have, yeah.
That weren't done. So instead of 10 million, we're only on the hook roughly with the bonds and everything else at 4 million. You're better off letting them sue you. We could have took the money, preserved the ground, and been done with it.
A lawsuit would cost more than what we're out of pocket for.
No, they got tired of it too.
Thank you, Pat.
Yeah, Michelle Foreman, and, I don't wanna steal your quote, Mr. Dewey, but, yeah, the sky is falling down. No matter how you say it, it's a debt. And you can say it this way, you can call it this, and you can call it bond, and you can call it this, and you can, it's going into debt. And so when we all have to pay this back, we've gotta pay this money back, what about the interest on the money? I'll come back with some facts on how much interest we have to pay on certain debts. You know, I mean, this water ordinance was fought here 2 times and voted down 2 times. What is it doing back on the agenda? I know this is the same one that was voted down twice, or similar. You might have switched it a little bit, but it's basically the same thing that was voted down twice already. And you know it. You're gonna sit there and pretend that's not true, but I think it is. And if it's not true, prove it. Okay, I asked last time about phase 1, 2, 3, and 4 about the new Lisbon. And I said, do you need to pass one phase before the other? And you said no. But the, Candace, who, for people who don't know who Candace is, she's the chief financial officer. So young, I can't believe you have a title like that. Good for you. I would like somebody to tell me before I, when I'm done my 5 minutes, somebody to tell me what phases 1, 2, 3, and 4 are, like a short version. I know I had somebody explain it to me, but, okay, that's one question I have. The other question is, I'm very upset. This is the 7th time I've been here talking about these videos. I don't care what anybody says. I was here at the meeting when Mayor Tompkins was asking Amy, how long have we known about the meetings being videoed? And she told him, but she comes to a meeting and says that she didn't know about the video. Somebody pushed the button to video, but that's besides the point. I got the floor, Amy, just to let you know, for future reference. I got the floor here for 5 minutes. The last time I came and talked to Matt, the Mayor Matt, I'll call him for now, till I figure out, I'm sorry, I'm just not good with names. I talked to him about the videos, I talked to you. Why didn't you talk to the council members, Mayor Matt, about whether or not they would allow me to have the videos? Because Amy said if the council says that she could do the videos, that she would do it. Now, I talked about this, and when I listened to YouTube at my husband's place, Matt's speaker was not on red. You couldn't hear a word he was saying, trying to explain this to me. Now I have to come back to the council meeting a 7th time. I have other things I would like to address, and I don't think this is right. Why couldn't I hear a word he said? Because the light wasn't on. Aren't you guys, you're a solicitor, and I know you Mr. McCucking, because my dad, I don't know you, but my dad always talked about McCucking all the time, brings back.
Good way.
Yeah, it was one of the good guys over with his, they call him a gang over there. So, you know, between the two of you, yeah, does anybody know if it's against the law to talk for this video and not have the red light on? I'm gonna start watching like a hawk, because you could talk to me right now, Harry, and I can hear everything you're saying. But on the YouTube, if you don't have that red light on, you can't hear nothing. So, now what am I gonna do? I told you guys the last time, I'm appealing this decision to allow me to have a video to the State of New Jersey Government Records Council. I talked to the man over there, he sent me the paperwork. But I need to have something on record. And I told you guys I needed that, and I can't hear it. I'm very upset about it. I would like an explanation of why I'm the only person who he shut his light off for. Everybody else was heard. I listened to the whole YouTube, I didn't see any other problems, but there could have been. I have to double check that. And, let me see what else. And again, I'm gonna tell everybody that, you know, you're talking about transparency, but that economic community development meeting, I talked about the last time. I hope somebody calls me if they reschedule that. And if I can just say one last thing, wrap it on up. Yeah, so I wanna know who put this ordinance back on, and I wanna know the phases, and I'm gonna sit here and let y'all answer my questions, and I'm gonna make sure that all of them are answered. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. This ordinance again, 8-2026, is a brand new ordinance. It hasn't been on there before. As far as the new Lisbon water system, what do you wanna know about the 4 phases?
I wanna know what the 4 phases are.
I don't know the exact.
Okay, Rosemary must know. You know the 4, no, Candace didn't understand, but.
I'm not sure that I'm gonna get them in the correct order, but I can tell you what the 4 phases are. The first phase is to, replace the water main that basically runs from the planned south area of New Lisbon to the north end of town. The second phase was to, commission a new water well. The third phase was to upgrade a well house, which cannot technically be done until the second well the well that they newly built is online because of how the DEP mandates things for, water. And the 4th phase was the water tower that looks like it's got a fresh coat of paint on it and all shiny. That was the 4th phase of the project.
And there's nobody in this room who knows if these are in order.
I am 95% certain phase 1 is the water main, phase 2 was the new well, phase 3 is the rehab of the old well, and phase 4 was the water tower. 95% certain.
Okay, which have been approved so far?
Phases 2, 3, and 4 have been approved. Phase 1 has not been approved.
So where are you gonna replace this water line? Is this what ordinance 8?
No, as Mr. Harper said, ordinance 8-2026 is a separate ordinance for a separate water line. The ordinance that was on last week's agenda for first reading was the ordinance for the new Lisbon water main.
Okay, well, you mean a separate ordinance for a water line somewhere else? Where would that be? What section of town are we spending, $2 million on?
Arnie's Mount Road.
Oh, near Greenberg?
Yes.
Oh, so that's gonna help the Greenberg property. $2 million, okay? Last time I asked the question of, the last meeting I was at, it wasn't answered, but I asked the question of, is the water department gonna come and explain to us what they're doing with the money we pay them for water bills? Aren't they using that and saving that up for, all this work? Why do we keep having to do bonding, borrowing, all this for water upgrades? Why aren't they keeping it maintained? That's the question I asked before. And Rosemary, I'm gonna ask you personally, if before this meeting, the water department can come and explain, because I'm telling you, I'm looking back here, and I'm telling you, there's a lot of intelligent people here, and we don't understand this, some of us. Does anybody have an answer to the legal question I asked you about why that, the mic wasn't on, or any?
Well, from time to time, we all forget to turn our mics on. I don't think anybody deliberately leaves.
I
the
didn't
mic
say
on.
they deliberately did it, so
Well,
don't accuse me of
No,
saying
no,
that.
but I'm saying, it's
Michelle,
not-
I think I remember when you were talking about it, and I believe it was just an oversight. I'll be honest with you, I'm one of the ones here who probably has one of the loudest voices, and I don't think YouTube would have a hard time hearing me if it was off. But sometimes maybe, like, are you saying where Matt left it off?
Yeah, when I was talking about the video, I
It
didn't
was-
hear
it
what
was-
he said.
Okay, he was responding to you, and it was absolutely just an oversight. There's nobody up here who wants to put any words out there to the public here in the meeting that we wouldn't want to take the time to make sure it's heard for everybody in town. So it would be nothing more than just an oversight, that's all. And you're saying about the video, getting the video of these meetings, so you said you watched on YouTube and you couldn't hear him, right? So my guess would be, even if you had the video from here, you probably wouldn't have heard it on there either. Because I would assume the video would be the same for both, would they not?
Just to clarify, the system that I am recording on here does not have any video. The only video available is what is on YouTube. There is an audio available that is on the website.
So your old system did video, I don't understand, this one doesn't?
As I said at the last meeting, we are not required by law to video.
Okay, I understand what you said, that they gave it to
Matt-
me for
Matt would
over
like
a
to
year.
talk. All right, Matt would like to address you a minute. Go ahead, Matt.
If for some reason my audio was not on, I have no idea why. I might have forgot to press the button, but Michelle, you and I had a conversation over the phone last weekend.
I don't care what we talked about on the phone, I want it on public record, and I explained that at the last meeting, and now it's not on record for me to go to the Government Records Bureau, so,
Okay, understood.
So, I mean, you're not here tonight, you said you were giving me a video of the last one, I don't know where you are, but I'll talk about it next time, because I need it on the video, so when I go to the public records, I have information for them. I can't just go there with nothing, like the newspaper article when they were videoing and not telling us. I gotta take that all there with me, to prove my case. Is there any other questions?
Your last question was, when's the next Economic and Development Committee meeting? I believe it's February 11th at 4 p.m. No, when is it then?
Friday.
No, that's not a meeting.
Okay.
Well, what's happening Friday? I'd like to know about that too, Deborah, could you tell me what's happening Friday?
Where am I, Deborah? I'm going to Debbie to you.
Debbie.
All of a sudden you got formal with me?
Michelle,
Can somebody
Michelle,
tell-
you can go talk to Debbie about that.
Okay, why can't
Thank you
somebody
very
just
much.
tell me what the meeting is on Friday? After all, they keep changing them on me and I missed every single one.
The next official meeting of the Economic. and
No, you
Development-
said that, you don't have to repeat yourself, I wanna know what Debbie Skipper's talking about on Friday. Nobody can announce me, you said you're gonna be transparent, would you know what meetings on Friday, Ms. Flannery?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Actually, I had called the meeting to discuss, and it was gonna be on my end of the meeting report. We're trying to get a farmer's market started, and we're gonna be partnering with the EDC. So it's very informal, it's just a kickoff meeting to see what we have to do to get it organized, so it can start happening this spring, summer.
So is that, the economic development people are not gonna be there, or are gonna be there?
They are gonna be there, but it's an informal meeting, it's not open to the public. But when we do discuss it at the next EDC meeting, you're more than welcome to come. If you wanna come and see me, I'll tell you what it's about, what we discussed. It's not like we're hiding anything, we just wanna actually make something happen and get this moving forward.
Okay, and so for the record, Mr. Bianchini, Mayor Bianchini, I think I said it right. He said that I can have the minutes for all these meetings, is that correct?
If you want minutes, that's definitely something that's, covered up, right, you just request it and. oh,
'Cause I know
you're
Marty's
saying for
the
the EDC?
secretary.
Yes, for the EDC meetings, Marty graphed those minutes for all the EDC meetings that are public, yes, we will get you copies of them.
Okay, and the other thing is I wanna make clear that everybody knows that, the Economic Development Committee meeting, I would like to know on record, you wanna be transparent, but when you change the meetings, I've been told you don't have to tell the public. you don't have to put it on your website that you're, changing the meaning. I was told, is that true, Rosemary Twilight?
So the Economic Development Committee is an advisory board, it's not subject to Open Public Records Act.
So shouldn't they do put it on a website. I talked to somebody today that said the meeting was on there, but can't they put it on the website if they're gonna cancel it? Because if you wanna be transparent, we need to be able to attend these meetings, and that's the last question.
I'll definitely look into it and, see what we can do about getting a meeting schedule. I know that with the snow and everything, it's been kinda, difficult to have a meeting, but I will make sure that we get you the information.
And if it switches up, somebody's gonna let me know, right?
Absolutely.
And Michelle, I said I will text you or call you to let you know.
Thank you, I got that on record. Thank you.
It's on record now.
Thank you, yes. I like it on record. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle.
Good evening, my name is Tracy Rosselli, 21A Center Street. How's everyone doing tonight?
How are you, Tracy?
Hanging in there, hanging in there. First of all, excuse me, I don't get up here, I put that off, didn't you? I wanted to say, thank you for what you did during the storm. A lot of people know my husband works for the county, so when the storm comes, we're left to just deal with our own because he's with the county, he's out doing all the snow plowing and everything else for the county. So I do thank you so much, Barry, for that. My heart goes out. Another thing I've noticed, with the snowstorm, at the end of my road, I don't know who we could talk about, it's a puddle. Like it looks like Center Street comes down to a hill, it's down into the very end, and then my property comes down like this, but at the very end of Center Street, it's an ice rink. It's big. So, I wanna know if we can get somebody out there to take a look at it, possibly, because I don't have to swim to come to a meeting, The second thing I wanna tell you guys is, we do have a good communication out here, knowing when we change the agenda and stuff like that. It was it was upsetting to know that it got changed yesterday at 4 o'clock. Some of us, people have 2 jobs, I run my own business and have a job, so it's kinda like, I'll do my due diligence and I'll pull up the agenda and I'll do all that. I know you guys don't always get everything all the time too. Is there a way we can put stuff's gotta be in by 2 o'clock on Tuesday? If not, then it's gotta go on the following agenda, something to that nature? Is there something that we could do with that? Cause it's a lot when you go through some of this stuff. So, I didn't have much to say, but that was pretty much. Some of the things that we worry about also is we hear about spending all the money, but nobody tells us where you save this money. And I know you guys have walked into a mess. I know it's a mess. We know that you guys have got your hands full. But if we keep hearing about you guys constantly spending money, and we don't see where you've saved it to, it just looks like you're spending money. So, does that make sense to anybody? That's what we're.
You're here.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to us. And I know it's, so that's all I got, so. I don't take long.
Thank you, Tracy, and as far as the agenda getting changed, I'm gonna take the blame for that, because as council president, I'm the guy that says, add this, take this off, and it gets quite confusing around here. We're trying to stop having Chinese fire drills every Monday before the meetings, but it just, sometimes things are time sensitive and we have to add them on. We're trying to get better at it. I know Amy probably kicked me 5 times when you were saying that.
I know it's hard, so.
And as far as, I'll reach out to Public Works tomorrow and see if they can come out and address your issue at Center Street there, and see what we can do with that. And, I know it looks like we're constantly spending money, and believe me, I'm still learning. I'll be learning until they put me in the ground. But, there's a lot more goes on behind the scenes. It's not as easy as, I've ran companies before, and it's not as easy as doing that, so.
I know, if we
It's
see.
government, and then when you get the state involved, the county involved, it gets more complicated, But we are trying to save money wherever we can.
Thank you.
Tracy, to give you one example of that, for the saving money, the one thing we did walk into, Mr. Guybrush even brought up when he was up here, you know, that Harry had told him we were on the hook for about $10 million for that project, you know, and we were able to cut it down to 3 or 4 or roughly whatever it is now. That's a huge savings there.
Right.
You know, we're trying to do things where we can when they arise, and we can reduce them, we reduce them some way. But we're not gonna take the time to sit up here and put on a hat and say, hey, look what we did. You know, it's more, Harry spends more time here than some of the employees.
Right.
So it's gotten to the point where the employees say if Harry doesn't show up at 8 o'clock in the morning, they're gonna call the police to go do a well check on him because something's wrong. I mean, the tempo around here is dramatically different. I don't come in the building nearly as much as Harry does, but I came in the other day and I gotta tell you, I was just taken back at the amazing difference in 30 days in the attitude of every single employee in here that I ran into. Department heads are buzzing in and out of the front office. I mean, the girls are running around the office like crazy, but they got smiles on their faces. They're happy, they're saying that things are getting done. And to just walk in here I was here to see Harry for something else, and just to have that many employees bumping into me and just seeing the happiness, and, you know, it doesn't matter where you work. Happy employees get more work done. And it's just unbelievable. And as far as the department heads being here, this is how you get things done. They've wanted to be here for years. Now, they're not here because we forced them to, but they're here, hey, can you be here to answer questions that we may have with the public, and this is how things are getting done.
Yeah, I just think we just don't understand everything that what you guys are seeing, like, and what you guys are seeing, because we're back here and we're like, oh, we're spending 200. Well, we do, wait, we're spending more money, wait, we're spending more money. It's just a little confusing, and if you throw us, I don't wanna say throw us a bone every once in a while, but just let us know that, hey, we saved that money, it might make things just a little bit more smooth. That's just my opinion, just, that's all.
Council President, may I?
Yes, go ahead, Mayor.
Tracy, thank you for that. You know, if anything, blame Harry for everything. No, all kidding aside, so Harry, he's a full-time Pemberton Township employee. He is there all the time. But, you know, we did inherit a lot that was not good, and we're doing our best to move the township forward. Is it gonna cost us something? It will. Are we trying to spend money? Not at all. We are working with what we got, and we're doing with the best. We're doing the best we can. So, just give us time. Trust in what we're doing. A lot of things, as Perry said, it's happening in the background that you don't see, but it's happening for the best of the township, and we're doing everything we can to save money and not spend. But I think we're headed in the right direction right now. That's all I got.
Thank you, Mayor. Public comment? Good evening, Mr. Salga.
How you doing, everybody?
I'd just like to say that you left before I had my comments at the last meeting, so in case you didn't hear them, I'll just read 3 words off the opening statement of public comment. Respect, courtesy, civility required. Please keep that in mind, sir.
Okay. So let's start with, I'm calling for an audit of our financial system here. I'm willing to do it for free. You don't even have to pay any CPAs or anybody else. I'm willing to do it for free. And here's why. I offered some information. I asked for 2025, the whole list of orders through your Amazon account. I asked for a list of every purchase order. There's missing stuff between the two. There's missing items in the list of purchase orders that are ordered on Amazon. There's purchase orders on purchase order lists that don't show up on the Amazon list, but it says it was ordered on Amazon. How do you do this? How do you balance your books? How do you reconcile anything? Oh, one of the answers in my offer was, oh, we don't reconcile anything. I'm like, what is that? A CFO not reconciling anything, or their office, or anything? Not checking? How do you balance a budget? How do you know that what you spent for that month actually was spent? Where did those other purchase orders go? Are your purchase orders in sequential order? So if you can tell if there's anything missing. No, they're not. How do you get away with that as a CFO?
You know
Again-
what?
Again, that's, in my opinion, incompetence. I don't care if you dig, respect, whatever, that's incompetence if your financial books are that screwed up. Next. Last week, I asked about some of the purchases, the 75-inch smart TV that was ordered by Recreation. Where is that? The mini split system, where was that installed, and why did we buy it in December? From Amazon. Who buys a mini split system from Amazon? Let's talk capital expenditures. What are your policies for capital expenditures? What's considered capital that actually, even if it's under $3,000, which is some limit that I don't even find any paperwork, that you don't need council approval, what counts as a capital expenditure that's gonna be installed somewhere that you should have a record of? Where is your policy for inventories? There is one in the purchase manual. Where is the inventory? Is that laptop on an inventory? Is every computer in here on an inventory? Is all the big equipment on inventory? No, it's not. What's the inventory number on that laptop right there?
This is her laptop, we don't own it.
Okay. So, is everything else inventory?
It is part of the audit.
Okay.
We have an auditor come in every year, and we also have to reconcile on a monthly basis, which has been done. So I'm not really sure who would put that in the request.
Okay, well, I received the reports and there's missing stuff. I think you can't match it all up. So either whoever made the reports that sent to me screwed it up or they're hiding stuff. Another thing is, you have 3 purchase cards available. According to your purchase manual, they're only supposed to be used for emergencies. I mentioned this last time. I asked for the statements for all of 2025. I received 2 or 3 of 2 to people. The third person, I didn't receive anything. If they don't need it, get rid of it. Or what are you hiding? I'm still waiting for that Oprah request to be completed. I should have 36 statements, 12 statements for each of the 3 cards. I'm still waiting on that. I wanna see what the director of the Public Works is buying on that purchase card. Let's talk code enforcement. Why were they going out giving tickets to people when everything was so hard ice that you needed a pickaxe to break through stuff? But they're not giving tickets to the Acme centers or the commercial stuff, or even some of the government, your own properties weren't cleared yet. The code enforcement is harassing residents first. Animal control. Let's talk about animal control. In the past few months, I've been hearing complaints that, oh, they're too scared to handle any animals, they do this, they do that. When you call the police number after hours, that they tell you just to let the animal go, because there's no one on call to do anything about it. I think there's a New Jersey law that each town has to have 24-hour coverage. I think it's the law. I know up in, I think it's Morris County, that district attorney makes sure it actually gets enforced. Alright, that's all I've got. Where is that TV?
Thank you, Mr.
And where is that mini split, where was it installed?
I can tell you the monitor was sent back because it was ordered inappropriately. The mini split, that's a heating and air conditioning system, so that's why we bought it in December, because we needed it at a building.
From Amazon?
Mr. President, may I?
Yes, please, Mr.
Mr. Stalker, your illusions that our employees are doing things that are wrong is offensive. And I think you owe them all an apology.
Let me do an audit then.
Yeah, okay, whatever, do your audit.
Okay, then you're offensive on what you just said. Calling me that I'm
Hey.
offensive.
You do not, okay, all right.
We know how you get, you go off the rails in here sometimes, so be careful.
Oh, do I go off the rail? You are offensive to my employees, and that's offensive. You have no proof, you are casting allegations for no reason.
I have the
You're
proof.
an angry man.
They gave me the PO purchase order lists. That's the proof. When I reconciled the 2 lists.
Mr. Stalker, get away.
All right. Good evening, Ms. Phillips.
Good evening, everybody in general.
Yeah, you can't shut me up, freedom of speech, they just mentioned it.
There you go.
America's talking.
I want to congratulate Mr. Charles for his appointment, and he's going yes and cover for us the time we need it. And congratulations, Charles. And Charloy, I cannot pronounce the name, but it's a Charles. Okay, first, I'm going to touch up in reference where they touch up in reference to the ice. Okay. I received a call the other night where a person who live in Sunbury code enforcement came and gave her a summons for her icy sidewalk. Number one, you cannot find the salt. And number two, how do you expect the older lady to go and clean her own place? That is crazy, I'm sorry. They had to take in consideration. I know there is no salt anywhere. I know the township got their own salt. The rest of we don't have no salt. I've been going to all different places, okay? The next time I told the people, watch out when you go food shopping, maybe the salt that you use for cooking will be disappearing. I'm going to shop in the water. I don't receive water, I got my own well. I said, in those seats many years ago, and I recall with the MUA, they gave them a hard time and the township took it over. I know that's not your fault. All the money come every 3 months for the water bill where these people spend. Where the money goes. We gotta go borrow money to fix things for the water. Are we going bankrupt in the water department? Or we are using that money coming out for something else? That money should be left alone, only for the water department. I attend another planning board meetings in here, and what I noticed, on Lakers Road there is a daycare. That house was purchased 25 years ago. It's a house in the back, and the person decided to put a daycare in the front. Now, to me, it's two different houses, okay? Now, this person haven't paid garbage only for one house and water for one house. Now, can we go back and send a bill to this person that he got it paid, the township? Because that's not fair. I blame the township in the past, how they let this slide. The daycare in front of your street where you drive by every day. They said, but in reference, yes, touch up back to the code enforcement. I know the code enforcement drive a lot in PL. I don't have to look for him. Okay? I got my deck, got my glass door there, and he parked on the other side. Harass of people, that's not fair. In this kind of weather right now, you have to be sure. Now, we have to take care of our own before we can go and harass our people. I know there is plenty, the lots in PL, I know that. So for example, that house used to be on our lake store. They haven't told me what is going on. That's going to be there for, I know you cannot do nothing right now, it's snowing anyway. But please, in the future, just take care of that. Because when that house was purchased, I was told they was used for a warehouse. I'm sorry, we are a residential. We don't need warehouses in there.
In the roads where I notice NPL, the main roads, yes, are clean. Like the highway here. Well, some of the suburban over the street, we got 52 street there. That means possibility of 52 street, possibility we got about 6 or 7 street clear. Yes, do your best. I know that we don't have soul, like I say. And I know that I see the township trucks in the firehouse. That's mean, just be sure that you tell them to just go and just try to do the best. My neighbor during the snowstorm, he came with the snow plow and he just cleared up for the mailman. He got tired, and guess what? Each time he cleared up, he called me, he said, guess what? The snow plow just went by and blocked you back up. Never mind, don't even worry about it. But this is the way I'm concerned everybody in the water. And I know for the fact, in all this year in the past, if we want to bring business in this community, let the business people to pay for everything. Why are we just supporting the millionaire when we left behind the taxpayer? Because we as a taxpayer gotta pay for everything. People say we don't have to, but guess what? We get in tires and just borrow. You won't run out. Sooner or later, guess what? Paul and I going to have no money to give a period. Okay? I leave it that way and I see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you,
And
Ms.
I'm hoping they take care of everything. Okay, one question I'm gonna ask. Okay, one question. That tower, the phone tower in Presidential Lake is working right now? I guess somebody can answer me. If it's not working, please put a red light on the top. Our field in there is used for an emergency chopper landing. In case of any accident, in 4 Mile, on Route 70, they come to us. Last night I know they were there. Okay, and that tower is very high. Please put a red light on top. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Phillips. Anyone else for public comment?
This last one, because we're doing, trying to get ready for the budget for school board. So let's see. All right, good evening. I hate ending things on a bad note, so I'm gonna start off with my complaints first as a citizen. All right, there we go. My one question is, and sorry if I missed Alex, it says 6526. How big of an area for $44,000 for a rain garden? That's just sounds really exorbitant to me. Now, during the snowstorm, I had the police officers came and knocked on my door. I live on the odd side of the street, and told me I had to move my scout trailer and my truck, which I did, but they didn't bother to tell my neighbors they had to move any of their cars. And I even heard one of them say, yeah, don't worry about it, we just had to do it here. So if we're gonna have rules, then these rules need to be fair for everybody. So if I have to move mine, then everybody should have to move theirs. On our street right now, there are people that are parking in the middle at night. And the other day, when I came in, I actually called the police as there was a car out in the middle of the road, and they left it, it's off, no one's at the thing. I called the police, I'm carrying in stuff from my truck. I see a Pemberton Borough cop, okay, while I'm carrying stuff in the truck, that car moved. Another car went and took its place. I watched a Pemberton Borough cop come down my road, go around them, and didn't say anything to them. Because they were probably looking for the color car I gave them in the first place. But, that one that's just took its place was still there. So, if we're gonna have some rules, then we need to make sure the rules apply to everybody. And that's the other thing is, I got a code enforcement violation, And Mr. Ward knows, cause he saw my boys out there shoveling. My walks were done, but when the snowplow came by, it pushed some snow back on, so it took us a couple of days to get back on there, and they blocked up all the corners. And I've already complained too, that those handicap ramps, there at the corner of my house are below the ground level, so when all that stuff melts, it just makes a big old pond and then refreezes. There's no way I'm ever gonna be able to keep up with that. The last BA, a long time ago, when I complained to him, they had an architect come out, and the guy's like, yeah, this steep, this is too steep, and this is done. And his point of view was, well, it's part of your sidewalk now, you have to fix it, even though they installed it wrong. So, which I thought was really egregious. So, and then the other thing is, I'm getting a thing telling me about my sidewalk. None of my neighbors even attempted to do their sidewalks. And I went and talked to them, nothing. So why am I getting targeted? I've had code enforcement trespass on my property. I've had them tell me I had to prove I didn't get something in the mail because they didn't have to prove they actually sent it. If that makes any sense. That just really, I said code enforcement, why they're targeting me, I don't know. I don't know if it's my affiliation. And then I also heard some stories coming out of Presidential Lakes where some elderly people, they're getting hit for like $250 just to get their sidewalks done. So from the front door to the road, some contractor was charging them $250 to come out there because they got a warning. So, that's just kind of like, wow. And we need to protect the people as well, because that just seemed very egregious to me to get that much for, that little work. So, so that's it for my complaints. So, now, huh? So now, the schools this weekend, really good. They have SpongeBob play going on starting Friday night. We're supposed to be getting some snow this weekend. So come on, the high school students have been working really hard on this. So come on out and support the schools, come watch the play, have some fun. They also have some snacks, so bring some extra cash for the little things.
What time?
I don't, it's posted on Facebook, I'm sorry, I don't know the times off the top of my head.
Thank you.
But it's also on my calendar at home. So, and then, as far as scouts goes, just to let you know, one of my new scouts, Chloe, just earned her first rank of scout, which is really good. I have 3 scouts that are about to hit first class. And Scouting America is for both boys and girls. And we also teach them how to do interviews, because part of getting their rank, they actually have to go before a board and get that in. And then, and obviously Dolores got her Eagle Scout, so we're really proud of her. So, all right.
All right, thank you, Pete.
Council President, can I ask Pete a couple questions?
You certainly can.
So I was gonna wait to the end of the night, because Pete, I did see what was going on, but my big one, I'm not trying to sit there and beat up Public Works, because everybody there, I got something against Public Works, I guess, but anyway.
Yeah.
What are we doing about those? I mean, is code enforcement really going around giving people like citations?
No, code enforcement went around and just issued violations, for the sidewalk so the kids can actually make it to the school bus stops.
Okay, so what I would say is also, Ro, that around, and Mr. King's right, around the public, at least parks that I know of, I really do care about my post, my mail pin carrier, I really do. Okay, that takes care of but the town isn't even shoveling public sidewalks where we own them.
And just to let you know too, the ice on my road is over 3 inches thick, and I've already fallen once, my daughter's fallen once, so if we fall in the middle of the road, do we call an ambulance?
Which
So-
road do you live on?
Amherst.
Okay, I'll make a note of it and let the public works know. And just so, council and the mayor know, we work on complaint base only, so people complain that the sidewalks were covered with ice, or we wouldn't be out there.
But why was nothing given to the people across the street from me, behind me, 3 streets down from me?
And how do you know that?
I went and asked them.
Okay, so if you want, you can fill out an open request, but I did see the list of the violations that went out, and it was pretty consistent.
So, Okay, well,
And by the way, the number that was on my door wasn't even my house number. So they even put the wrong number on that thing.
The other concern I have, for the community is, we spend a lot of money to put those ADA ramps in, at least over in that area of town, I'm sure other areas of town too. I don't, it's not just secluded to us, it's Medford too, Southampton, bits of town, but I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be kept clear. And they're not. And my concern is, we do have a couple blind citizens over in that area of town. I mean, they're gonna slip and fall, who are they gonna sue?
Thank you, Josh. And I'm not sure how the code reads in this town, but I thought everybody was responsible for their own sidewalks and stuff, and if you happen to be on the corner, I'm guessing that includes that handicap.
Oh, sure, I don't take that away.
Yeah.
But we have a responsibility as well for our parks and our sidewalks that we own.
And we did our sidewalk when it's within the time frame. But I can't control when somebody comes by and pushes snow back on it.
Yeah, and as far as the complaints out in PL, they don't even have sidewalks out there, so I don't know where these complaints are coming from. There's no public sidewalks in PL.
No, I think they were doing it from their house to the road, from what I was hearing, so.
Again, then that's up to the resident.
Yeah, but still 250 for, 30 feet seems a little.
All right, thank you, Pete.
You're welcome.
Anyone?
I can answer his question regarding the rain gardens.
Go ahead, sorry about that.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah,
Here,
yeah.
you wanna tell me what time? Sorry.
You gonna answer your question?
About the rain gardens?
Oh, I'm sorry, no.
Oh, so there are 4 individual locations. 2 we have confirmed will work for the rain gardens. But the additional 2 locations, we need to do some further investigations on and have conversations with the Pinelands to confirm if a rain garden will work or if the Pinelands will allow us to do an alternative to a rain garden.
And Justine, what's the times on the shows?
The SpongeBob is Friday night at 7, Saturday night at 7, and Sunday at 2.
Thank you for that public announcement.
$10.
All right, seeing no more public comment, we'll move on to our resolutions. Anybody have anything to talk about?
Yeah, Council President, nothing really too much to talk about, but I'd like to, just pull 63, 2026, 67, 2026. That's all I have for this evening.
All right, anybody else have anything they want to pull from the consent agenda?
Yes, I have a few, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead, Dan.
60, 61, 62, 65, 66, and 67.
All right, and we will be tabling 64 for now because of timing on financing of the ordinances and stuff. All right, so we have, what is that, 58? And 66 for the consent agenda.
58, 59.
59, yeah. 58, no, 59, John, I think Josh had to talk about that.
No.
Oh, okay, all right, I'm sorry then. All right, so 58, 59,
63 should be okay.
and 58, 59, 66 on the consent agenda. Have a motion?
Make a motion for a consent agenda as amended.
Second on the motion?
I'll second.
All right, roll call, please.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. DeCharleroi?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes. All right, moving on, which one you guys picked, 60? Mr. Dewey, 60, what's your pleasure?
The question I have, South Lake Shore Drive has been in the works for 2.5, 3 years. and I think Jen's company had to take it over. All the money that we have invested with my favorite engineer, ARH, with the delays, and is there any recourse on us to go after them for some refund money?
If I could, Mr. Dewey, it's Greg McGuckin.
Yeah, Greg.
We would have to look at the contract, and we would have to have an opinion from our current engineers whether or not that delay is being caused by their errors. or lack of.
So I can be
Certainly
very,
has been. I'm sorry, Jen.
I'm sorry, Mr. Dewey, I can be very clear that this extension, this resolution to authorize to request an extension is because ARH did not request the extension when they should have. We called the DOT, and asked if it was still possible to get the extension. They said that we could try, they made no promises, but this is an effort to retain the grant money that ARH got for the county.
And do we know how much money we've paid ARH since this project started? And it's nowhere, I mean, I know phase one of it was completed, this is the last phase.
Yeah, this is phase 5, Danny, and.
Well, phase, whatever phase, but I mean, it's been going on for over 3 years. And there was no reason, if they had their stuff together, the following year after they did phase 4, it should have been completed.
Mr. Dewey, I hear you, again, it's Greg.
Yeah.
At this stage, the grant may still be available to us. If for some reason the grant were not available to us, we would have that opportunity to take a look at that. But at this point, if the extension's granted, we would still be eligible for it. If we lose the grant because of a delay, then I think that there's a possibility that's correct.
All right, we'll see. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions on that resolution? Looking for a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve 60/2026.
I'll second.
All right, roll call.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. DeCharleroi?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes. All right, 61, Danny, I think that was you again, what's your pleasure?
Yeah, I'd like to combine 61 and 62. There's been
Sure,
a lot of stuff.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know, it's the same subject, so we can knock 2 out at one time. Between Facebook, public comments, these 2 gals, the way that they were treated in front of their employees and the scenes that were caused and everything that was documented, they absolutely deserve everything that they got. Not to mention, I think they were humiliated during the hearings, which I find unacceptable. With this past mayor, we lost 2 great employees over the same crap. Nikki Pittman and Jennifer Deeds. I mean, 2 good people that ran the department like a clock. And it's just a shame that the poor taxpayers again have to pay all this money, and the township's gotta pay the increase to our JIF for an idiot. And I don't, for the life of me, I don't understand why it took so long to get him to resign. We have, we went to prosecutors, attorney generals. This should have stopped at over Nikki Pittman, and it's an embarrassment to the town. And I'm glad that Ro and Trish are still here because they're hardworking gals, and they're gonna really help us move the town forward now that it's a safe environment to work on. That's all I have.
Anyone else?
The only thing I wanted to say to piggyback what Danny was saying, he threw in there at the end, I think we are blessed that these 2 employees still want to stay here and do what they're doing for Pemberton Township, because they were doing it very well throughout the the work environment that they were subject to. They didn't let it interfere with their work performance, and I commend them for that and thank them for wanting to stay.
Thank God everything was documented.
Anyone else? Looking
If
for
nobody has anything else, I'll
Right.
make a motion to approve 61 and 62, 2026.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. DeCharleroi?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes. All right, which one of you guys had 63?
That was me, Harry. I don't allow.
And me, and me.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, Danny.
Josh, go ahead.
No, you for age before beauty, sir.
Okay. Again, we're dealing with ARH again. When the first rain garden came up, Josh.
This is capital budget, Danny, 63.
Oh, capital, oh, I'm sorry, all right, I couldn't read my writing. No, I'm good with the temp budget.
Okay. And I didn't have a comment, I just wanted to put it up for a vote.
Yep, I'll second.
Roll call.
No, I wasn't voting yes.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. You need to have some comments on it,
No.
yeah? All right, I guess we're, looking for a motion? Hang on,
Make a motion to pass the temporary budget.
second?
I'll second.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
No.
Mr. DeCharleroi?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes. All right, 64 is tabled. Who had 65?
I did.
Okay, Dan, what do you got there?
The rain garden. 3 years ago, we got a grant, I think it was 170,000 maybe?
135, Danny, that was.
135, and I know ARH got 35,000 supposedly to design it. And we brought it up back then was, had we went through Rutgers, they would have done everything for free, used volunteers from the township plus their students and do it. So I don't know exactly what happened to that rain garden, if it was not the right location. But again, we gave ARH another Christmas bonus for something that they got paid for and didn't get completed. And I feel very confident with Jen taking over, but how many times do we have to be abused by this company before we dig in and get some of our money back? You're talking thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars since I've been elected to the council.
But that's the past. What are we gonna do going forward?
You tell me.
Danny, I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, well,
We can't fix it. We have to move it forward. So what can we do to make it better?
sue them.
All right?
Just look at the West End Park. I don't know if you even know anything about that. That was another 5-year program. ARH. Talk about the hydroseeding. Oh, well, we knew the grades were off when we hydroseeded. Why did you do it? Why didn't you call ARH? 3 days later is when we had that 4 days of rain. And we never got a straight answer. One group says they hydroseed, the other said, no, we never did. But I know we paid for it. It's gotta, you just
No,
can't take a beating. You can't keep rolling over. You gotta swing back once in a while.
Danny, I don't disagree with you at all.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with you either, Danny. We did have some talks with them the other day. They turned over a couple jobs which ERI has taken over, and they're working on correcting some of their other problems. And I believe our CFO has handed some stuff over to our council people to look at as far as billing, our solicitors. But right now, we just gotta vote on continuing this and letting ERI finish up what they started to correct it.
Yeah. I would say, I'm sure we owe them money, And I hope that we don't pay them and let them take us to court and then we fight it. They got enough money out of this town. You know, we paid for prime rib and we got ground beef.
We'll let our solicitors decide which is the best way to handle it, yes. Anybody else?
Make a motion to approve 65, 2026, sorry.
Second on the motion? I'll second it.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
No.
Mr. DeCharleroi?
No.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Next is, 66, 2026. Danny or Josh, which one?
I
Danny?
pass on that one.
Okay, well,
It's like pushing a dump truck uphill.
looking for a motion to approve 66, 2026.
It's just the application for a grant, I'll make a motion.
Second on the motion? I'll second it.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes.
Mr. DeCharleroi?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
And 67, 2026, I think that was you, Josh.
Yeah, I did pull this one. I mean, my question would be, you know, the environmental study, I mean, why aren't we having the developer pay for the environmental study? Why is the township paying for the environmental study?
So what actually happened was, we found out that the township had a 2022 Small Cities Grant that we almost lost, and we were able to get it back. What happened is, we're gonna use the money, which is $479,000, to do the EDC, the street lighting from Mirror Lake all the way down to Pemberton Commons. Unfortunately, the environmental study that was originally sent to the DEP is too old, so we have to update it. So we're just updating, ERI did the first one, so it's only gonna cost us $5,000 to do it, but it's completely reimbursable. We're getting every dollar back, that's right off the get-go. And then we're gonna be able to put the project out to bid.
Thank you, Rob.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I got a question.
Go ahead, Danny.
The township had an environmental issue 15, 20 years ago. And there's test wells and there's this and that. And every year, we have to, I don't know what the exact figure is, maybe Josh, his brain's better than mine, but it's an ongoing deal. And in the event, you know, after the, see, what I don't understand is Rocco is under litigation for this problem at the old Acme. He created it, it's his baby. I, for the life of me, don't understand why we're getting involved in it. And if something goes wrong, we're gonna have another mess on our hands where every year we're gonna owe somebody a couple $1,000s to monitor something.
I don't think that's what this is, Danny. I can probably have Jen better explain it to you.
Explain it to me.
I will do my best. So basically, as Ro noted, as part of the Small Cities Grant, you have to do an environmental report for the site. And it's just basically a general overview of the site. The report was completed, I did not read it in full, so I cannot give you an exact date. But the report was completed, but in order to keep the grant funding that Ro has reached out to do, we just need to take the report and update it. That is, I believe, a very separate issue from the ongoing environmental work that is going on at the site, which, like I said, are two separate issues, but if we want to keep the grant for the site, this report just needs to be updated. And I do know that someone from my office is working on the environmental issues that are there, and I believe we have closed out most of them. There's just one that is not currently closed out. And if I remember correctly, an agreement was worked out previously with the developer and Mr. Dasky so that the township was not actually paying for the work that we were doing. We were getting, it's coming out of some closing costs, I believe. That part I don't remember exactly, but I do remember that the money that we are, for the last environmental case that we are working on is not directly coming out of the town's pocket.
I just don't want this thing to come back and bite us. And it'll be our expense for many, many years to come.
Again, this is just a one-time update that they have to do for the environmental study, $5,000. It's fully reimbursable. Any other questions?
Nope.
And motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second on the motion? I'll second the motion.
Mr. Charleroi?
Yes.
Mr. Harper?
Yes?
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.